Jesus Christ once told a story that has touched hearts for generations. A story not just about a lost son, but about the limitless love of God. There was a wealthy man who had two sons. He loved them deeply and worked hard every day to provide for them. His home was filled with peace, laughter, and abundance. Everything the sons needed was already in their father's house. But one day, the younger son became restless. As he looked beyond the fields of his father's estate, he began to dream of freedom, pleasure, and a life without rules. One morning, he approached his father and said,
"Father, give me the portion of property that belongs to me."
In those days, such a request was shocking. It was almost as if he was saying, "Father, I want your wealth, but I don't want you." The father's heart was broken, yet because of his love, he granted the request. The son gathered all he had and journeyed to a distant country. At first, life seemed wonderful. The city lights sparkled, friends surrounded him, music filled the night. He spent money without restraint. He chased pleasure without wisdom. Every day felt like a celebration. Every night felt like freedom. But there is a painful truth many discover too late. Anything that takes you away from your father will eventually leave you empty. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The money that once seemed endless began to disappear. The friends who once praised him vanished. The laughter faded. The parties stopped. And suddenly, a severe famine struck the land. The young man who once lived like a prince now had nothing. No money, no food, no friends, no hope. Desperate, he found work feeding pigs. For a Jewish young man, this was one of the lowest positions imaginable. There he stood, covered in dirt and shame, his stomach galled with hunger. The pigs ate better than he did. He longed to eat the food given to them, but no one cared enough to help him. For the first time, he saw clearly what sin had done. The freedom he sought became slavery. The pleasure he chased had become pain. The independence he celebrated had become loneliness. And in that dark moment, the Bible says, he came to himself. Sometimes God allows us to reach the end of ourselves so we can find our way back to Him. With tears in his eyes, he remembered his father's house. He remembered the kindness, the provision, the love. Even the servants in his father's house lived better than he did now. He whispered to himself,
"I will arise and go to my father."
not tomorrow, not next month, not when he became perfect, not when he had everything figured out. He decided to return. As he walked home, every step carried the weight of regret. He rehearsed his speech again and again.
"Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants."
He expected rejection. He expected judgment. He expected punishment. But he did not know what was waiting for him. Far away on the road leading home, his father was watching. Day after day, he had looked down that road, hoping, praying, waiting, believing that one day his son would return. Then suddenly, he saw a familiar figure in the distance. The clothes were torn. The body was thin. The face was weary. But a father knows his child. It was his son. The father did something extraordinary. He ran. In those days, respected men did not run. Yet, love made him run. Grace made him run. Mercy made him run. Before the son could reach the house, the father reached him. Before the son could earn forgiveness, forgiveness embraced him. Before the son could explain himself, love wrapped his arms around him. The son began,
"Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy."
But the father interrupted him, not with condemnation, not with anger, not with rejection. Instead, he called to his servants, "Bring the best robe and put it on him." The robe covered his shame. "Put a ring on his finger." The ring restored his identity. "Put sandals on his feet." Servants walked barefoot, but sons wore sandals. The father was declaring, "You are still my son." Then he said,
"Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let us eat and celebrate. This my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found."
and the celebration began. The house was filled with joy. Music played, voices sang, tears flowed. The lost son had come home. This story is more than history. It is the story of humanity. Many people have wandered far from God. Some have chased money, some have chased fame, some have chased pleasure, some have chased pride. Yet after gaining the world, they discovered an emptiness only God can fill. The message of Jesus Christ is clear. No matter how far you have gone, you can come home. No matter how many mistakes you have made, God's mercy is greater. No matter how broken your life may seem, His grace can restore you. Jesus came to seek and save the lost. He came for the sinner. He came for the wounded. He came for the forgotten. He came for those who think they are beyond forgiveness. The Father in the story represents God Himself, a God who waits, a God who watches, a God who loves, a God who runs toward every repentant heart. Today, if you feel far from God, hear the invitation of Jesus.
Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
The Father's arms are still open, His mercy is still available, His grace is still sufficient, and His love is still overwhelming. For when a lost child returns home, heaven rejoices. The greatest tragedy is not falling, it is refusing to return. The greatest victory is not never failing, it is coming back to the Father who never stopped loving you. And that is the beautiful message of the Prodigal Son. No sin is greater than God's grace.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting Christian content. God bless you.